Alright, I was going to do a quick video this morning, and well, I don't know how quick it's going to be. Show you the modifications I made to the RV to make things a little easier. I don't care how many storage cabinets you have. There's not enough room, it seems, for just the odd things that don't exactly fit where they belong. Or I won't say where they belong, but they're just odd shaped or something. You don't have enough room all the time. So I did some things here to this RV that I thought maybe a few other people might like to try, or at least give them some ideas. So I'm gonna take a minute here and walk around and show you exactly what I did, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll give somebody an idea or two. We will see. So Okay, one of the things I did was, this is the front of the RV with a backup camera. There used to be a TV there, and it's actually useless because if you're sitting in the slide, you got to crane your neck around the corner of it to see what's there. Now what I did is I added this mirrored, it was a shelf originally, and as you can see from the underside of it, it used to be turned completely over, and when it was over, this metal side was up. And what that metal side did was it latched in place, and it came out of the bedroom. It was in one corner. It was for the little TV in there to set on. Well, and then when you were ready to move, the shelf went against the wall and turned into a mirror, and you set the TV in a closet or something. Well, what I did was on the corners here is I put a pin in. After I took the old TV out, of course, the old tube type TV, put a pin in there, I put a pin in here, and I added a latch, which I don't know if you can see it or not, down here on the bottom. I had one on each side, but I did another mod. I needed one of them, so I stole one, but the one seems to hold it fine. I'm going to move it over in the middle. Of course, all we do is put junk in here, but it's better than not using it at all, and you can actually see the front of the RV and the insulation. I was going to build a box inside, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So that was the first mod that I did to this. And then the second one was over here. In this unit here, there used to be a VCR, which is about obsolete now. I took that out and took the little piece of wood out that was here, and we got some storage boxes, the small ones, and I keep I keep some RV related stuff there as far as fuses and a tube of silicone and like that. One plastic thing with some change in it, and all of our cords for 12 volts or 110 or whatever for charging phones, computers, or whatever. And that worked out great. Then the next thing I added is I found a piece of the metal shelving, and this spot here was kind of useless and it looked like it needed a shelf. So what I did was I put a piece of, it's kind of hard to see, she's got her flowers in the way. I actually took and put a chain down here to the corner of the shelf, fastened the shelf to the RV wall on the back, and fastened it to the side of the cabinet. So I keep my modem and router and all that stuff up there, and whatever odds and ends of books we've got. And that worked out really good too. Gave us a little extra room, gave us a place for that. So that worked out good. The next thing I did was I wanted my TV out here, and I got a 60, but it was just a little bit too big, and the front seat hit on it. So I took the 55 out of the bedroom of the house and put that in here. But before I did that, I added this strip behind it, which is nothing more than a bar for plug-ins. Because there was only one one outlet here, up here, which I plugged this into. I know it looks like there's a lot on it, but there really isn't. Most of the stuff doesn't draw anything. I've still got a couple plugs left, but not many. One thing that's plugged into it's the Blu-ray player down here. But all I did was I went down and bought a bracket, and I mounted it literally to the side of the, I don't know what you call it, valance or whatever. I mounted it directly to there in two spots right here. I drilled holes all the way through and mounted up solid because the valances are really solid, they're strong. And I just mounted that in two places. I bolted it through and double nutted it and just drew it up tight and hooked the TV to it. We put a lot of miles on it, and it worked out really good. It's solid. It doesn't seem to go anywhere. Then, where this cabinet underneath the TV sits, there used to be a chair that sat there, but the chair was friggin' useless. Both of the front seats turn around, and so I really didn't need a chair there. I had a cabinet. It was painted a real dark green. I just sanded the whole thing, and I mounted that to the floor where the chair was, and that worked out great. It gave us extra storage, gave us a drawer and stuff for the remotes and all that. And I keep batteries and stuff in the other drawer. And underneath she's got stuff full of her paperwork and all that. I did mount a second fire extinguisher because to start with, they're pretty small. I didn't want to, actually the one I put in is bigger than the one that was in here. I did not want to not have enough fire extinguisher. So then the other thing I did is I put shelves on the walls. Now these shelves, if you look at them, they actually have a folding bracket, and the shelves themselves are on piano hinges. The reason for that is on the other side, if you can see back in here, that's the end of my slide. My slide ends right back at the back, like 1.25 inches from the wall. The shelves are 3/4 inch thick, so it allows, and by the time I get them folded up on the piano hinge, they're about 1 inch. Leaves me about 1/4 inch of clearance, and the shelves all fold up so that, but it gives us extra room. All that used to be there before was a big mirror, and I took it down, and I found a use for it, which I'll show you in a minute. I think that's all I did out here. But that gave us a ton of extra room that we didn't have. Then one or two other things I did. Okay. One thing I did, we had this shelf, or this cupboard up above it's actually above the toilet. And I added a shelf underneath it, which I did not put any finish on yet. And actually there's a towel bar here that's kind of friggin' useless. So what I'm going to do is take that out and add maybe one more shelf about where that towel bar is. So that'll give us even more, because in the bathroom, you need a lot of room for different things. Then, this mirror here was fastened to the wall in 6 spots. You can see the little things where the screws are underneath them. It was fastened to the wall, and there's no medicine cabinet in here. So what I did is I made a cabinet out of pine, and she keeps all of her medicines and stuff in there, and I just hinged it in 2 spots and put I stole the catch from the one cupboard in where the TV used to be to put on this, and this thing travels extremely well. So that gave us, we still had the mirror in the bathroom, and now we had a medicine cabinet, because the other cupboards just didn't quite They weren't good for medicine. They're kind of deep, they're dark, and they're real high, so if you put medicine in the bottom of them, you're wasting a whole bunch of space. And the other thing I did was I added this thing here, which holds the shampoo and all that. I think I've shown it before, but it worked. It worked good. So that saves having the bottles, because as you'll notice, there's no space except for maybe a bar of soap underneath the shower faucet. So that took care of that problem, because we were storing them out here on the sink, and every time you open the door, of course being a small shower, the water would go all over the floor, and that eliminated that problem. So alright, that's good for now.